journal aspects, where the process of a written article is being to be published according to the need and demand of the society and system. So I'm going to share my screen. Ma'am, can you make me attendee for sharing the screen?
Sir, you just share the screen so that it will ask permission here. I will allow the screen sharing option.
Okay. It's just showing sharing option has been disabled by the host.
Just a minute, sir.
Okay.
So can you try now?
Yep. Okay. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir, it is visible now.
Okay. Okay, today we are going to see about the topic called research article writing and publication in biomedical engineering. An outline of this gesture, it's going to be what are the clinical technical specialty areas in biomedical engineering, and what is the research is being demanded for biomedical and the medical electronic application in healthcare domain, and how to choose the relevant research topic according to the problem statement, and then what are the goals we have to achieve for making that work to be into a publication for the journal or conference systems, and what are the types of research paper and review paper has been there, and what is the anatomical structuring of research paper we are going to discuss. This is going to be the outline of this presentation. And taking up the specialty or specialization in biomedical engineering, the biomedical engineering has been classified into 5 types basically according to its functional abilities. Okay, and first specialization, it's going to be the clinical engineering, and second one, it's going to be the medical device. Medical device means it will be having the both the classification. It's going to have a diagnostic equipment as well as the medical instrument. Both the thing is being combined together as a medical device. And medical imaging, that's going to be digital image processing or digital medical image processing, will be technically abbreviated as medical imaging, and medical imaging analysis and classification techniques inside the medical imaging domain in biomedical engineering. Then we will be seeing about the biosignal processing, simply digital signal processing, where the parameters acquisition, analyzation, and decision making, and providing the output in digital signal processing. Same concept which has been implemented in biosignals. That's going to be the signals which is being taken from a biological system. Example, human body system, where from top to bottom of human body, if you extract the signal, that is going to be the biosignal. Processing the signal for finding the normality or finding the illness from the human body system according to the frequency, that's going to be the biosignal processing application. And finally, it's going to be the tissue engineering, where the multiple resource of the human body system, where it has been built by cells. When group of cells is being building bombarded together, it will be framing a tissue. When group of tissue is being bombarded together, it will be framing an organ. So finding the illness or analyzing prediction detection based on the human body, based on the anatomical structure, will be dealt with the tissue engineering. So these are the 5 basic specialization which has been accomplished with the multiple classification, multiple subclassification under the biomedical engineering. So now we are going to see about the inter classification or inter specialization inside the biomedical engineering. For example, if you're taking clinical engineering, it will be dealing with all kind of clinical attributes. That can be a human body system, or it can be a BAN, that's going to be the body area network. So these are the things which has been composed with completely into the healthcare domain, where physicians, that's going to be doctor, nurses, and medical components, insurance company, that's going to be the hospital management system, and clinical investigation, maintaining the patient records, maintaining the patient health personals, administration, and maintaining the perfect environment for the healthcare providers. So these are the things will be coming and associated with the clinical engineering. Coming back to the next classification, it's going to be the medical device. As I started with the medical device, I already told it's going to be classified into two types. One, it's going to be the diagnostic equipment, and another one, it's going to be the medical instrument. Diagnostic equipment means a equipment or a circuit or a device which is being used for finding or detecting some kind of illness or abnormality inside the human body system, that can be invasive as well as non-invasive. This comes under the diagnostic equipment. And a medical instrument, an instrument which is used to measure the human body parameters. So instrument is a technical word which is related to measure the quantity or quality inside the human body system, that can be invasive or non-invasive, will be technically noted as medical devices. Where imaging, supporting system, that's going to be the patient monitoring system, ventilator, oxygenator, sterilizer, mission, that's going to be ECG, EEG, EMG, GEOG mission, which is going to record the electrical activity of human body, that's going to be coming under the medical devices. So next one, it's going to be the imaging, which is being acquired by using the diagnostic devices, that's going to be the medical imaging. So it can be used for clinical analysis by acquiring the data from the human body system. Here human body will be acting as the subject. So what are the basic medical imaging systems are there is X-ray, CT, MRI, PET, and SPECT. These are the five basic things where the classification will be altered with subdivisions. So you we people already know that X-ray has been used for finding the heart tissue. Heart tissue means it's going to be the bones. When a fast moving electron is being suddenly stopped by a target, there will be a flash. That flash will be acquired by the photo detectors, that is called as X-ray. So this will be used only to find the illness or any kind of abnormality happened in the heart tissue. And soft tissue, when fast moving electron is being controlled by a magnetic field, that's going to be the MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. That's going to be the MRI, where the strongly charged magnets, where north pole and south pole will be attracted with each other. Between this poles, between this magnetic field, human body will be there, human body will be placed, and electrons will be allowed to pass through it with the help of magnetic field. Same photo detector will be acquiring the data by using the magnetic field, where the soft tissue, that's going to be the muscle and tissue or cell inside the human body, that can be invasive or non-invasive, will be acquired. That's going to be the working principle of MRI. So X-ray, it's going to be hard tissue. MRI, it's going to be the soft tissue. And SPECT and PET, positron emission tomography, spectral positron emission tomography, these are the things where the clinical chemical analysis or balance will be given according to chemical energy or chemical molecules. The acquisition of data or capturing of data will be able to be done by using the control of computer, that's going to be the PET and SPECT, which is being completely developed by the working principle called CT, that's going to be the computer tomography, where the fast moving electrons is completely under the control of computer application. And according to that, it has been next updation inside the CT, it was being ultrasound, where the ultrasonic frequency is being used to pass through the human body, where the frequency will be picked up when there is any kind of obstacle is being there, the frequency passing will be getting delayed. This principle is being used to find the illness inside the human body. So this is the sequence which has been started from the X-ray. The working principle of X-ray is common to X-ray, CT, MRI, PET, SPECT, and thermography or thermalgraphy, which is being used for finding the illness, which is being used to assist or detect the illness inside as well as outside the human body system. So these are the images has been captured by using the computer application. By using the normal image processing application, the illness size, shape, structure, location will be analyzed. This is not going to be the medical imaging. So CT, MRI, PET, SPECT made the imaging medical imaging application to be in advance by increasing the accuracy and decreasing the data loss. So minimizing the data loss will be automatically will be initializing the accuracy of the medical data input when it is being coming from the medical imaging system. So after seeing about the medical imaging system, we are moving for the tissue engineering. Tissue engineering, it's going to deal with all kind of clinical application. That's going to be basic medicals, and it can be cell theory and cell structure, and it will be biomaterials which is being used inside and outside or over the body of human body system, and any kind of assist. We people will be calling it as HA. That's going to be human assist material, which will be providing a mechanical support or physical support, internal and external of the human body system when the human body is undergoing any kind of illness from the recovery. So biotransplant and biomaterial, that's going to be the replacement. For example, a subject is being went through injury, uh, when their art tissue, that's going to be the bones, is being injured, means nowadays the people are been changing the bones by replacing the plates. That replaced plates is being made up of biomaterial, means you no need to replace it again with the minor surgeries. This is the advancement which was being came over the past 15 years. So this kind of advancement is being came by inducing biopolymers with making inside the biomaterial. So polymerization, chemical synthesis, chemical analysis is being used inside the biomolecules for the biopolymer, where the biomaterials is being induced with the higher biocompatibility inside the human body system. So this kind of internal analysis or internal structure or internal bonding is being done through the tissue engineering. And next we are moving for the internal specialization inside the biosignal processing. Same like digital signal processing, biosignal processing also will be working with limits. That's going to be minus infinity to plus infinity. When it is being analyzed with a mathematical model, people will be denoting it as a limits, where lower limit and higher limit will be fixed. And human body, it's going to be a unpredictable system. We can't predict accordingly when it will be normal and when it's going to be abnormal. So acquisition of the data duration will be declaring whether it's going to be normal or abnormal. For example, biosignal means ECG, EEG, ERG, EOG, EMG, ENG. So electrical signal which has been acquired from the human body, according to its frequency, it will be declared it's going to be normal or abnormal. For example, EEG, if you are taking EEG, that's going to be the abbreviation of electroencephalogram, where people will be calling it as the electrical activity of brain. Electrical activity of brain is being analyzed by 5 types of waves. It will be providing 5 types of waves. That will be alpha, beta, theta, delta, gamma. Alpha will be 8 to 13 megahertz. Theta, beta will be 13 to 30. Theta will be 4 to 8. Delta will be 0.5 to 4. And gamma will be above 30. These are the abbreviation frequency which is being fixed. So when it has been fixed, when the parameter of human body is under that condition, that's going to be a normal signal. If it's not been fixed, there is an oscillation between the correlation occurrence of this signals. That signal will be considered as the illness or abnormality. So this is the working principle of biosignal. When you are picking up the human body signals, definitely it's going to be acquired with a lot of noise. That's going to be the artifacts, where means a source which is completely under the motion, which has the ability to move, means that source will be providing the signal or acquired signal will be having the noise. That's going to be the artifact. With the noise or artifact, you can't further proceed. For that reason, you will be going for a filtering process, FAR filter, IRR filter, Kalman filter, what are low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter. According to the need and demand of the system, the filter will be choose, and filter will be removing the unwanted signal. That's going to be the artifacts or noise will be removed. Once it has been removed, it will be samplized or it will be given for the processing, where the feature extraction and feature classification will be done. Then it will be provided for the analysis or declaring of the output. So this is known as interspeciality, which has been happening inside the biosignal processing application. Okay, after knowing about the specialization inside the biomedical researchers, now we are going to start what is known as research. So a research is a study which is going to talk about or inquire about the process, investigation, facts, principle, theory, application, and the goals. So the process which is being inquired with any kind of encounters where the technical or clinical analysis has been done for providing a clarity output or clarity results, it's going to be the research. So making the unknown thing into known thing is known as shortly it will be declared as research. So this is known as research, and now we are going to see about the purpose of the research. So research is being done as a base of the ideas which is being arrived as an innovation. When you turn over the idea into the reality, that's going to be the innovation. So for turning out the idea into the reality, there are several fundamental processing and fundamental requirement is there for conducting or performing the research. So initially a researcher or a academician will be having a passion to declare or innovate or invent the things where they have been working for a long time period. So they will be, when they have been associated with any kind of process, they know the in and outs where the pros and cons will be there. Working on the cons, it's going to be the research. So improving the system by working on the cons and rectifying the cons is going to be the research. For that you need a passion. Okay, and passion will be leading to the impact where the research is being built. So you need an idea, and that idea should be approached with the patient, and the patient should be working on the problem statement, and problem statement, when it has been addressed, it should be providing the impact. So for having this process, the basic need for research is funding. So funding, you need a budget for having make the idea into an innovation. So this is known as purpose of research: converting idea into innovation, for providing impact with the help of funding, for making the society to upgrade itself from the existing system into the proposed system. So creating, reviewing, synthesizing the existing knowledge, it's going to be the base, and providing a solution for the existing system problem, it's going to be the working principle. And analyzing the issues, generalizing the cons which is been happening inside the existing system when it is being under the working condition, that's going to be the exploring or analyzing process. And constructing a new approach where the proposed system going to address only the problem statement, it's not going to involved or it's not going to disturb the outcome of the system. And when the problem statement is being addressed, it will be propagating a new phenomenon or new idea, that's going to be the innovation. And this will be providing a revenue where the research and development is being performed. So this is known as purpose of research. So addressing the issue, making the idea into an innovation with the passion, which will be providing the impact without disturbing the outcome of the system, by using the funding of the system where the revenue is being generated after it is been providing the new phenomenon, is known as purpose of research. So after knowing what is research and what is the purpose, now we are going to know about the research topics. What to choose, how to choose, whether the choosing topic or choosing a phenomenon is going to be in a right direction, whether it is been right direction when it is being proposed, whether it's going to be updated in a reality or practical application, when it has been implemented in the practical application, whether it's going to be user friendly or it's going to be technical, it's going to be requirement of technical personnel. These are the things is going to choose whether that research is going to be a positive one or negative one. Research is a research. Whatever things you are going to implement or innovate or making the ideology into invention, this is going to be the research. Whether it's going to provide a result or not, that's not going to be a matter. Okay, if it has been providing a result, that's going to be the positive research. If it is not providing a result or the targeted result is not being attained, means that's going to be the negative research. When research is being positive, well and good, it will be making into next phase, that's going to be the uh, technology development. When it has been negative, what is being made as a negative, what how it is being turned into a negative result, what gone in a wrong direction should be addressed. And after addressing that issues, you have to analyze and go for the replacement of that issue. And sometimes it can have the greater phenomenon from the targeted. That means it can go and it can provide a outcome which is been above the targeted one. So this is known as choosing the research topic. So this many parameters and this many condition is there for performing the research with a purpose. So playing a new thing, completely new thing, it's going to be the new knowledge, or working the issues which is been happening in the existing system is going to be the existing knowledge. So future and past will be regulated by the knowledge. So invention and innovation will be declared as a technical term for the existing system working and the new system working. Okay, after knowing about the existing and future, now we are going to know about what are the researchers facing problems or research problems will be occurring when you are being conducting a study. So researchers will be having the problems when they have been answered for their queries. First thing. And second thing, they will be involved in a process where they never know what is going to be the result. Okay, they will be planning a chart, or they will be planning a routine according to a routine or according to a blueprint. They will be traveling their process, but we never know whether the travel process is going to be in right direction or wrong direction. Why? Because we are going to have a travel, or we are going to have a explore where it is not being already proposed. So this is the reason why the researchers will be facing the problems during the studies. So initially, what are the things we have to get to us to have the positive result? Research is going to be the skill. First thing is we have to be completely dependent on our skill. We have to know nooks and corners, whether it's going to be a single sequence or multiple sequence. It's going to be work according to our skill. And second thing, knowledge, gaining knowledge from n factors to x factors will be happening in the research study. What are the things we know will be knowing in different aspects from different pov. It's going to change the game. And attitude, learning or accepting with patience, it's a very important parameter in the research. And utilization of source and resource, we have to have a collaboration, we have to have a connectivity to make the available source to be explored with our proposed system. We have to have a supervisor or a guide for guiding us to make the work to be inside the right direction with their experience. Creativity, motivation, that and all, it comes from the individual's attributes and passion. So skills, attitude, resource, utilization of resource, and supervising is a mandatory thing to avoid the research problems occurs or identify the research problems in our proposed system. And research process is being classified into four types. That means four case studies. New problems, new solution is being demanded. That's going to be the topmost priority of a research process or research study. And new problems addressed with old solution or existing solution, that's going to be the case study number 2. Third one, it's going to be old problem providing a new solution, it's going to be the case number 3 and case study number 3. And finally, it's going to be old problem with already existing old solution, it's going to be the case study number 4. So research process, if you are going to convert your idea into innovation for making an impact, you have to choose the research process, whether it's going to have a new system or new input with new output, or a new input with old output, or old output with new input, or an old output with old input. So this is going to be the process for investing, for addressing the problem statement, for for searching the process to be under a positive research, and the discovery invention, it will be going for the next process. So taking over the process, or taking over the sequence from the base, or from the scratch, it's going to be the case study flow sequence where the blueprint will be settled with these 4 types. Steps for research writing. After the work is being done, been completed with the work, whether it can be a positive or negative, that is not going to be the matter. The work which has been performed, and when you have been completed the work, we have to make it as a documentation. That's going to be the research paper writing. So research paper writing, it's going to be you will be performed with multiple factors, multiple parameter, multiple source, multiple application for a single output and single input with single input. So input it's going to be one, output it's going to be one, and that can be a targeted output, or it can be a satisfied output, or it can be a missed output. Finally it's going to be a one source. So making this to be a documentation is known as research paper writing. Initially research article will be starting from the summarization of our findings. That's going to be the abstract, where you will be addressing the issue, and you will be constructing or revealing about the objective of the research study, and you will be writing about the methodology what you have been implemented, result and conclusion within 125 to 150 words is known as summarizing of your key findings. So making the work of 3000 words to 3000 to 8000 words into 150 to 200 words by providing a teaser for your research article reference is known as summarization of your key findings, where abstract is being constructed. So making the abstract to be more short and crisp, you have to use the scientific terms with a futuristic vision. So making the scientific terms with a futuristic vision makes the readers to approach or make the readers to come and refer your article for further, where the citation and implementation of the research will be carried out by the others. So visibility is more important for a researcher to promote that research for the next enhancement or advancement. So initially summarizing the key findings, what is been done, how it has been done, whether it's been positive or negative, mentioning it in abstract, it's going to be a vital source for the researcher. And then next one, it's going to be the interpretation, where the identified process with a pattern or a relationship of the input data or the acquired data will be noted. And then the expectation to get that result. Okay, the targeted result analysis or targeted result aim have to be discussed well for making the readers to have the mood to come further over into the research work of the mentioned data. And we have to go for the literature survey, where the previous work is being discussed, and comparing our work with the previous work, what are the previous work research gap should be addressed as a literature survey. That's going to be the contextual finding of a previous research. And explaining about the unexpected result of the previous research and current research have to be discussed in the discussion. And alternative explanation with the future scope should be added with the into the article to make this research to be in a positive, and to make the research which is being done in a growth manner. So this is known as the interpretation, where it will be coming after the abstract from the introduction and literature survey for the discussion. And after knowing about the knowing about the alternative explanation, you will be revealing your concept. That's going to be the proposed system with the relevance of the sequence. And while you are providing the proposed system, you have to be very sure that what is going to be a novel thing, what is being existing thing, and the performance of existing thing should be compared with the proposed one. That's going to be the novel thing. So changing the system, changing the update, it's going to be the invention and the new work under the research. For example, each year we are getting Apple iPhones. This year it's going to be 16, 17, 18. Each year it's going to be have the advancement inside the features. If people who are using iPhone 12 and now they are using 16, means the features which is being given for the 16 will be provided in 12 also. But what is the issue in 12 will be addressed in 13, and what is the issue in 13 will be addressed in 14. This is known as advancement. This advancement is known as novelty. Makes the when a product is being coming with the new advancement that is going to be the novel thing. Like that, research also a thing which is going to come with a new thing or a explode thing which has been identifying the issue and rectifying the issue with a new upgradation. So that novel process of the research have to be explained with the existing and proposed knowledge. So this is going to be the discuss the implication, then it's going to be the limitation. Whatever new things or new concept we are being approached, surely we would have been undergo some kind of cons. Pros and cons are been existing in for every system. Like that, what are the thing we are been existing proposing in to overcome the existing system, we that system also will be having the pros and cons, discussing the pros initially with a higher weightage and really revealing the cons which is being faced by the researcher during this process is going to be the acknowledging the limitation, then suggesting a new concept to overcome your concept. It's going to be the future scope, that's going to be your recommendation. So practical implementation or ideas for the practical implementation for the future generation or future research, it's going to be your recommendation. So this is the structure to frame your research into a documentation. This is known as steps for making or constructing a research paper technically. Before you are going to construct the image or construct the research or write the article, we have to be sure we have been check, we have to have a key list whether we have been coming across this kind of parameters, we have been satisfying this kind of parameters. Okay, first thing we have to write and rewrite the process which is being evolved in the result. And instead of going into the result, I just come from the start. So what is the first thing is we have to communicate or rebuild the process earlier, what is going to be there inside the article, first point. And second point, aim of the research, whether it is being satisfied or not, should be mentioned earlier in the abstract. And third one, what you got and how the result is being satisfied for this satisfying this conducted research, it's going to it should be discussed or revealed during the starting itself. So this three things makes the system or makes the research to be more efficient and more elaborate and make it transparent, the readers understand with their basic knowledge. So attracting the readers with all community globally, we have to be make sure that writing the article with simplified formal English, it's going to be a good one for making it more visibility all over globally. And when the result is being obtained, the final result should be have some revision, and that revision should provide the result to be the betterment. So when you are giving a suggestion or recommendation, that recommendation should surely make the approach for the enhancement. These are the things we have to be very efficient while we have been including in the technical writing of the research article. And framing the title with to be very attractive, that means with current trends or current source, that should be explaining or that should be having the detail what is being done with with the application for the outcome. That should be the title framation should be very strong and should not be very enlarged. That means we will be seeing an article with 3 to 4 lines of 4 lines of fonts. Okay, that is not to be needed for making the author making the readers to come and refer the article. Making it short and crisp and suitable title with the current trends make the article to be more visibility and discovering things. And initially introduction is being written means it have to be discussing with the general issues and the problems happen due to the general issues, and what are the precise and what are the condition is being overcome through the process, and what is the need for the research should be mentioned. After knowing about the general field, the need for the research should be elaborated widely inside the introduction, and we have to make sure that it is not been it is not being exposed and large, but we have to be short and crisp, and we have to deliver the things in the short structure that makes the readers to have the idea and have the interest to refer the article with the patients. So I have been attach the a template, a general template, where the title has been short and crisp, and the details of the authors is being reflected. So these are the basics: name, department, affiliation, and geographical, and mail ID with the ORCID ID is the common template for mentioning the author details. So next one is going to be the author and affiliation. So author and affiliation makes from the sequence that's going to be the ascending order, where the primary involvement or primary researcher who have been taking over the study will be in 1 and 2, and things who have been working for the ideas will be considered as a co-authorship, will be coming from 2, 3, 4, 5, and it will, can be go for n numbers that can up to 8 or 9. So article has been taken means first author will be considered as a primary driven source or driving source for taking over the research to be wide and enlargement for achieving that result. And author which is being composed together with contribution and their ideas and support will be the co-authors, and who will be owning the copyrights of the article, it's going to be the it's going to be the corresponding author, whether he can be one, or we can be 7 or 8 or 6, whatever number is there. We are providing a corresponding authorship, means you are providing the source and the copyright acquisition for that author. So he owns the research, he is responsible for the research to be answered or inquired when in the future studies. And this is known as authors and affiliations. And the delegation matter will be happening here, where the each author should be rewarded, and each author activity and contribution is being mentioned nowadays in journals, in Q1 Q2 journals. It has been a separate section where the contribution of each author is being listed out for the better understanding for the authors, for the readers. Okay, and now we are going to see how to write the abstract. Basically, summary of the research or a summary of the article is going to be the abstract. It should be strictly between 125 to 150 words, up to 180 words is being acceptable. And in that, you have to address 4 questions. One, it's going to be what, when, why, and how. These are the 4 queries should be answered to make the readers to come into your article. So addressing the queries initially with our study is going to be the summarization of research article. And how to write the abstract, we have to start from the aim, that's going to be the scratch of the research work, and identified audience, whether they belong to your community or your department or your domain. It's going to be the addressing the audience. Third one, providing the most vital information which is being proposed and which is being proposed as a novel thing, and making them with a simple language or a formal language makes more audience to be understandable. And writing the sequence or process in the same order without manipulating or without changing the sequence of the research study. And providing the more information in minimum count of words is known as abstract. So for each journal and each conference, you will be having a different template. According to that template, the abstract content and sequence of telling the information will be varying. So checking the formatting, checking the tone, checking the grammatical sequence, making it be more formal with the vital information makes the abstract to be the overall summary with the technical aspects. Abstract has been classified into 2 types. One, it's going to be structured, another one it's going to be unstructured. Structure means it's going to have a single para with multiple heading. It's going to be aim, objective, methodology, result, conclusion, discussion, all the things will be located in this sequence. That's going to be the structured one, where it is been given as a template. Unstructured one means you can have a para with no heading. That means you can explain your novelty or your proposed in initially or in last 2 lines. It's up to you, providing the authors with the relevant things in your manner, where aim, objective, result and conclusion will be written formally without a heading is known as unstructured one. If the journal or conference is being given to you, you have been approached, going with the structured one makes the authors to be very clear and makes the readers to understand the process transparently. So I prefer people to go with a structured abstract. Introduction of a research should be more effective by analyzing or discussing the data which has been already established, first thing. And second thing, providing the significance. What is the matter? Whether the matter is going to be a practical complication or clinical addressing resource or a study which has been taken over the problem statement should be mentioned very clearly. And third one is going to be the literature survey, where the ideas, concepts which has been already proposed for the solution, where they have been gone wrong, whether the research which has been done, it's going to be convincing or not, or convinced or not, whether convinced research is having flaws, that will be addressed as the relevant literature. And the research gap, what are the abnormalities, what are the issues there is been happened during this process, what has been done to complete this research work have to be pointed out as a research gap. And the queries which has been arised during the research studies will be revealed as a research question. So before entering into a research, people will be taking a survey from the subject, from the process, from the labs, for knowing the actual problem statement. Revealing that problem statement with the condition is known as research questions. And next one, it's going to be materials and methodology. When the implementation or proposed system is going to be having the utilization of components, materials, chemicals, attributical things, or a laboratory condition or industrial application, that will be elongated with materials and method. What are the materials is being involved? It should be attached with classification, feature extraction, as well as with the division and subdivision. So identifying the subsection according to the, it can be anything. It can be a process, it can be a subject which has been involved into the research, it can be the participant which has been involved into the research. And that this, when the participant or a subject has been involved, you will be having multiple parameter things to be noted. First thing, it's going to be size, shape, and it's going to be the condition, it's going to be the gender. So these are the things will be coming under when the subject X factor is being involved into the system. So this is going to be the methodology, where the things of parameters is being noted for doing a data analysis or statistical analysis or statistical procedure which is being implemented in the research. So identifying the subsection will be clarified or will be declared when the factor of subject is being involved into the study. And subject characteristic, it's going to be the selection. We have to choose whether we are going to go with this parameter or that parameter. How many number of parameters you are going to acquire for your study have to be clear and understandable. Why it has been done, what is the condition it's been done, what is the necessity to record the parameters should be very clear. So subject characteristic should be very clear when you are acquiring the sequence or the process from X factor that's going to be the subject. We have to be very sure for identifying the subsection and making the characteristic over the subsection. And next one, it's going to be the sampling procedure. Sampling procedure, it's going to be two working conditional. One, it's going to be random, and another one, it's going to be non-random. When you have been collecting the data, when you are collected data, you are initially you are starting the process with no sequence or no arrangement. That's going to be the random sequence or random sampling technique, which is we doesn't know whether the first sequence going to achieve the result or achieve the process, or the last sequence is going to achieve the result or process. That's going to be the random sampling technique. When n number of samples is being acquired, we doesn't know how to proceed. For that process or that purpose, people will be choosing random sampling technique. When it has been already organized, when it has been already classified and segregated, we have to stick with non-random to achieve the result in short time period. So in short time period, or in short count samples, or in a short limitation, we will be going for non-random. So when the data which is being acquired from the materials and methodology in n numbers without having any kind of a blueprint of a sequence, that time we have to choose the random. We have no other option to be choose. When the data has been already segregated according to the age, gender, characterization, ability, disability, or condition, when it has been already it is being chosen, means that time we have to go for the non-random sampling technique, where we have to finitely we have to reveal the count of the sample size, how many subjects is been now involved, whether the subject has been meant to be involved with the consent. Getting the consent before the research study is a vital one. When the study is being yet to be started, when it is being coming from the human research or any kind of clinical research. So revealing the sample size and what are the things is being analyzed from the reliability have to be revealed, and what are the resources being implemented over the research study have to be revealed. So sample size, implementation, and resource availability for carrying over the research should be revealed in the sampling procedure. And after that, we will be having the mathematical modeling for the analysis of data, where standard deviation, SD, variance, summation of xi ni divided by n, minus infinity to plus infinity integration, where the lower limit and higher limit will be settled for the x factor for finding it from with 100 percentages accuracy. This kind of mathematical computational mathematical modeling will be compiled inside the system for making the attributes to be simple and linear. Whatever, whenever we are starting a research, that will be completely a non-linear thing. We doesn't know what is going to come. So making it to be a mathematical compliance or mathematical modeling involvement make the system or sequence to be in a single direction. So that is the reason why the sampling procedure is being done under the material methodology. After making the sampling procedure, then we have to go for the analysis of data, where the measuring analysis of collection of data will be revealed, whether it's going to be quantitative or qualitative. If our research is being based on the numerical value, that's going to be the quantitative. When we have been our research is being going to mention the accuracy or claiming the class or classification, that's going to be the qualitative. So quantitative and qualitative, it's going to be based on the collection of data, a number which is being involved in the sequence. So for this reason, we are being classifying the sequence with the mathematical calculation, where the relevance, standard deviation, accuracy and all coming into the process, where unnoticed process is being converted into a quantifiable element by using the mathematical calculation. If mathematical calculation or mathematical component modeling is not involved, means there will not be a separate sequence or a single sequence to be traveled for make the system or make the research to be move further. So connecting with the community, making more surveys, making surveys globally through the online forums, discussing the data with the data or query with the same community or same working groups. These are the things will be making the data collection to be more reliable and effective, and this qualitative research will be promoted as the high quality research, which has the assurance to provide a great impact when it has been providing the positive result. After that, it's going to be data collection. When it's being qualitative, I already told, discussing with the same community, Where the number is not been involved means it's going to be the qualitative. If number is being involved, where the calculation is being involved with involved means definitely you have to go for the mathematical calculation for making the figures to be calculated or analysis with the formulas, where the mean, median, mode, regression, this kind of correlation will be coming, where you will be having a limitation with a lower limit value and higher limit value. There the limitation will be minus infinity to plus infinity. Here it will be, you will be having the lower value and higher value. According to this value, segregation will be done, where data collection will be more effective and more connectable when you are knowing the number. It can be direct to direct, face to face, or online connect, or through the mail you have been connecting and collecting data, to over the telecommunication you are connecting the over the data. This kind of measurable is known as quantitative methods. So this data collection is being classified into two types. One is going to be qualitative research, and another one is going to be the quantitative research. And steps for writing the methods: initially you have to remember what are the methods is being implemented and what is its purpose. Purpose means need of the research should be discussed. Second one, what is being enough for providing the replacement or alternative should be given as a step number 2. Step number 3, what is the implementation's result or outcome with the future study or futuristic declaration have to be mentioned as step number 3. Step number 4, considering the visual aid or considering the more clarity with a clear outcome or clear result of the things, where the flow chart or mentioning the sequence with the decision tree. This makes the readers to have the more understandability when they have been going through the text. And the fifth one, what is ethical standards is being maintained, whether it has been approved, whether the methodology has been accepted by the institutional committee or any kind of ethical committee. Why? Because we are involving the research with living beings, that can be human or animal. So when you are being involving the research studies, we have to maintain the ethical standards up to the level in the biomedical and healthcare research applications. So this 5 steps have to be very clear and very peculiar when you are being constructing the methodology with quantitative and qualitative research. And after knowing the sequence, after revealing the proposed system, after declaring the proposed system working well, what is the outcome? It should be declared as result. And the outcome should be very much more elaborate, first point, and it should be providing the all the mention point of the abstract, where it has been given in the top of the article, where analysis of each information, each parameters should be discussed. And when it is being giving it in numerical value or percentage or any kind of mathematical calculation, how it has been performed, whether it's going to be in a tabulation, whether it's going to be in a sequence, whether it's going to be in a flow of sequence, that should be revealed with a more relevant derivation method. That is going to be the results. And providing the tabulation, providing the flow chart, providing the graphical representation, and making the pre-training and post-training or before and after process. These are the things you have to be done when the data has been presented as the result. And analyzing the data with formal tune or a formal sentence form makes the work to be more deliberate when it is being given as the result. And answering the central question, that is going to be answering the cons of the existing system, should be done in the results after the outcome has been coming. And outcome can be positive and negative. Outcome can be single or multiple. Outcome can be linear or non-linear, have to be declared with the findings. So whatever things is being coming as the outcome of the work have to be mentioned with set of classification with more elaboration. This makes the work to be more effective and more efficient, how the researcher have been worked and made the work to be traveled with to rectify the issue. When it is not being rectified, we have to register this is the method have not to be followed. So that is the thing which have to be revealed in the result very elaborately. So while you are providing a figures over the result, we have to be more elaborate and more abbreviated. and providing the caption, providing the title, providing the main text with the minor and major calculation have to be very clear for the readers to analyze. Initially they will be providing the data, and nowadays we people are using Google Colab and other online platform sequence for executing the data sequence with the symbolic representation. That can be a pie chart or bar chart or data chart, where the clear abbreviation of the work and clear sequential growth of the work is being elevated in the result figures. So result figures should be mentioning all the parameters which is being addressed in the result section. And tabulation should be more uniform, and the parameters which is being induced in the analysis part should be mentioned. Number of rows and number of columns, and rows sections details, column section details should be addressed with the numerical or quantitative or qualitative values according to the journals templates and journals formatting. This will be varying, but the content which is being done or which is being delivered will not be varying, it will be altered accordingly. Discussion. So after revealing about the result, we will be coming for the discussion. What are the importance of the work, what are the meaning is being elaborated with the proposed system, and what is the change or what is the need of the research is being addressed. Whether the result is being more evident or more efficient than the proposed system have to be revealed as where we are being involved in the process. When we are involved in the process, we will be thinking the process which has been delivered by us, it is a more reliable one and it is a more effective one. It's not like that. Comparing the sequence with the existing and proposed thing, revealing that makes the limitation and implementation to be more transparent and more effective for the further enhancement inside this research for the future studies. So limitation, recommendation, implementation, summary and interpretation have to be mentioned in the discussion, where this discussion will be more effective for the future studies from the upcoming future researchers. After discussing about the summarization of the research, then we will be having the conclusion. In conclusion, we have to clearly demonstrate what is the work is being done, whether the work is been attaining the problem statement to be satisfied or not. That is the only thing we have to conclude it. Whether it is being raised from the system, whether it is being raised from the sequence, whether it is being raised from the problem study, whether it is being raised from the survey. The things have to be more transparent, and how it is being addressed. By addressing this, how the overcome of research problem is being achieved have to be revealed in the conclusion. So discussing about the problem statement and recovery of the problem statement over our proposed system, it's going to be the conclusion. So conclusion should be completed by addressing the research problem, and it's not be going to be a full stop. It will be a comma. When the future implementation or future researchers is being involved in the same study with a better advancement. If you are providing a sequence or system with 97.9 percentage, same sequence is being altered with a different approach, they are achieving 98.2 or 99.2, means that's going to be the updated research in the research community. So making that 97.8 to 98 or 99, we have to be addressing the sequence with the futuristic vision. Our POV, when you have been concluding the research article, it should be in the futuristic vision, where the motive will be beginning from the conclusion of the article for the future study. And coming back to the reference, so reference, what are the articles you have been referred for the base study, for comparison study, for the analyzing study, for attaining the research problem or research statement, and framing the need and demand of the research gap. These are the things should be cited inside the article with a graphical or a numerical value. That should be mentioned in the order. Most prominently, most widely, people will be addressing in ascending order, sequential order they will be referring. And the most common source, before 10 years and all, people will be typing their reference. It seems they will be typing each and every blogs, and each journal's implementation and journal's volume sequence will be typed as a sequence. Nowadays, in this model AI era, we never need any kind of sequence. If you are referring any kind of article in the source, copy the title, put it in Google Scholar, click the site option, you will be getting all kind of formats. Whatever formats has been required for the conference or journals have been chosen, and they will be pasting it. That's it. So the things which is being referred have to be given a contribution, and these are the things is being made up of this research to be conducted. So the research which helped our research or upcoming research to be carrying over further in the science community should be given a equal contribution in the ascending noted. So providing the research count accordingly in numerical value or graphical value or a sequential value inside the article, and that detail should be stick inside the article in the sequential or in the relevant order according to the formatting of journals and conferences. Most prominently, people will be choosing for advert system and Vancouver system for journals, and for conferences they are going with APA and Chicago. So Springer they are going for APA, and IEEE is going for APA, and IOP and AIP are going with the Chicago style of the citing. So these are the conference, and reference for the journal. It's completely up to the publisher. So most prominently, it will be having the names of the inventors or names of the authors of the article, and the title of the article, and then they will be cited with volume number, issue number, page number, and the year in which it is been cited, or which it is been published. So according to me, referring last 3 years article, it's going to make a wise, and it's going to make updated research when you have been performing it well. So before going before above 4 to 5 years previous, that's not going to be more effective. Why? Because updated works are being coming each and every year or each and every month. It's been coming very wisely. So addressing the current trends with the existing problem with our proposed approach makes the work to be more relevant. So for that reason, I suggest or I recommend people to refer last 3 years publication over the technical and reviewing articles. So this is the formatting for references. And now we have been completed what is known as research, how the research is being performed, what are the classification inside the research, how to construct the research. Then after completing how to construct the research, I came for steps to writing the research article, which started from abstract, introduction, materials and methodology, existing system, proposed system. Then proposed system we came for result. Then we went for discussion and conclusion. After conclusion, we came for the references. So this is the way how to make the work into a documentation for the publication. Now we are going to see how to publish the article according to the journal and according to the need and demand of this science community. So choosing the work to be implemented into the sequence is going to be a vital move. So choosing the right journal for the right work makes the key for developing the research with high impact and high acceptance in the journal society. So how to choose a journal for our research study? It's going to be the next topic. Okay, if we have been completed with the study and your article is ready, now we have to see what are the journal is been there for publishing our works. Generally, people will be classifying the journal into two. One, it's going to be open access. Another one, it's going to be the subscription. Open access is going to be uh, involved with the revenue and involved with the funding, and subscription will be process of free publication. So I prefer moving through the free publication. That's going to be the subscription model is better when it has been compared with the IAPC of open access. So it's completely choice of the authors to proceed with the open access or subscription model. So finding the right journal for right research study, it's going to have some parameter checks for make the work to be accepted in a linear process. So first thing, maximum number of readers involved in the science community have to be chosen. First, a journal which is being frequently addressed, frequently visited, frequently referred have to be choose. First point. Second point, a journal which is being referred by many researchers for bettering their research process have to be referred. Second point. And third point, choosing a journal with low rejection rate. That's going to be the third point. Low rejection rate means that will be vice versa for high acceptance rate. So that have to be a separate parameter for choosing a journal. Fourth one, finding the decision for waiting period of the reviewing. So a period of waiting also have to be addressed for moving into other researches. So instead of pitching with multiple source, going for a single source with the right time and the first time decision, by seeing the first time decision, people will be choosing the journal. And audience and scope of the journal have to be validated, whether it belongs to us, whether it belongs to engineering, whether it belongs to miscellaneous, whether it belongs to multidisciplinary. This section have to be watched to find the targeting of the audience, whether this journal demands this work or this research is being required for this journal. We have to be very clear for choosing it. Then we have to publish in legislative things, and how it will be knowing the process have to be chosen. And we have to have a vision where increasing of the opportunity for publishing our work in the right journal and right process have to be verified by the previous works publications. So these are the parameters have to be inquired and to be checked as a parameter check before you are looking for the submission. So I'm revealing the choosing of journal for the publication in 10 factors. Initially, we have to be verifying the scope of the journal, aim and scope of the journal, whether it is being relevant or whether it is being partially relevant for our study. We have to know. Preferring for a relevant or core subjective of the journal is being preferable from our side. And mentioning the journal impact, verifying the journal impact, going for a high impact factor for high quality research will be implementing more visibility by the other researchers. When the more visibility is being attained by for that research study, automatically a citation and H index will be it will be involving. All are being interconnected. When you are choosing a right things, or when you're focusing on a high impact factor, that time the quality of research will be enhanced. When the quality has been enhanced, it will be more easy and more visible for the readers to encourage them in a right direction. And indexing of journal, we have to be going for high quality or high indexing journal like the Science, SCI, ESCI, Scopus. These are the things has been there before 1 month. It was UGC. Now it is being dismantled by the Indian government, where it is being classified as a reviewing personal review journals. So this kind of peer review journals where the reviewers has been involved globally, reviewers will be involved in the journal, where they will be enhancing, they will be making the work into a next elevation. The POV of a global minds is being composed in a single sequence, means automatically quality of the research will be higher and it will be improved. This kind of peer review journals will be approach. And as I said earlier, publishing time have to be very concerned, and we have to check and further for the publishing time and acceptance rates and reach of journals. Journal should be addressing the current trends and the emerging trends of the domain. If it has been publishing the whole sequence, means you can't have a population, you can't have a readers count in higher counts or higher reference citing. You have to, when we are working on a current trends or emerging trends, automatically reach of journals will be higher. This makes the researcher to conduct a high quality research and make the work to be in high impact factiles. So journal for any publication or the research article, and journals with multiple check restriction will be involved for the journal publication. So these are the factors, basic factors are being have to be qualified, have to be satisfied before you are submitting the article for the publication. And as we have been talking about the indexing, widely used indexing are Scopus, Web of Science, and UGC. Now it has been dismantled, and a class of A and B, that's going to be UGC carry A and B, have been enrolled or authenticated by the Scopus and Web of Science. That has been declared by the UGC Act. So Scopus is been indexing database system, which has been proposed by the Elsevier in 2004, where professional progress is being calculated with the ratio for improving the institution and reputation of research with abstract and clinical database with the peer review journals and conferences, where the mathematical count is being taken for the QS ranking of the each institution. So Scopus Quartile is being classified into four. That's going to be Scopus Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Quartile is completely based on the impact factor measures, where the publication of the article and the article's impact over the society has been taken for the segregation of a Scopus Quartile. Measuring the quality and quantity of the research done by the researchers over the citation and H index makes the quartile to be classified according to the class. And the quartiles are used to compare the journals for making to be low to highest impact. So according to the impact, the quartiles is being classified through the citation impact as well as the H index and H index factors. So low quartile score and high impact score of the journal will be classified completely the impact which is being provided by the each individual researchers through their research publication. Scopus Q1, Q2, Q3, 4 journals are being subjected as a category, where Q1 will be belonging the top notch or topmost impact factor journals. That means 1% to 25%. First 25 top 25% of journals is being associated with Q1, and from 25 to 50 percentage impact factor journals will be under Q2, where where the citations and the impact has been in a progressive way to reach the Q1. And Q3 will be belonging with 50 to 75 percentage of group category will be under the Q3, where the citation is being increased but impact factor is in low. So this is the condition. In Q1, impact factor also will be higher, citation also will be higher, more reference will be there, more citation will be there, more researcher connectivity will be there. That's going to be Q1. Q2, it's going to be impact factor will be higher and citation has been growing, where the journals has the chance to grow or jump into the Q1 category will be addressed in Q2. Q3 will be citation is being in a progressive manner, but impact factor is low when it has been compared with Q1 and Q2. That will be falling in Q3. And Q4, it's going to be the entry level journals or entry level sequence, where they are newly launched or newly came under the indexing process according to their maintain their top notch research quality when they have been competing their research with the Q1 research. So these are the segregation of quartiles of Scopus Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 journals. So I already told Q1 will be containing 25%. First top 25% of articles will be from Q1. Q2 will be 25 to 50, and Q3 will be 50 to 75, and Q4 is going to be the entry level called 75 to 100%. So for example, I'm talking about the biomedical engineering publication. So we will be checking, we will be targeting with Q1. So initially, if you are targeting with the Q1, it will be having a domain which is covering multiple subdivision. So bioengineering is a keyword where you can implement any kind of application from the biomedical research. It can be a biosignal processing, it can be a medical image processing, or it can be a clinical engineering, tissue engineering. What other things are there which is being involved with the biological system will be coming under the bioengineering. So if you're going for Q1 targeting, means you will be getting a large audience where biomedical researchers will be there, medical electronic researchers will be there, electronics people. Biomedical is a base of electronics. So implementing the electronic concept into a healthcare domain is called as biomedical engineering. So genetical engineering, biotechnology, healthcare technology. Now it has been proposed to the wearable technology. This kind of technology implementing on a human resource, implementing on a healthcare of human resource or human body system brings on the bioengineering. That's going to be the Q1 where the subdivision, classification, relevance has been higher. So targeting Q1 is going to be the major focus and goal for the upcoming researcher or current researchers. And Q2, it's going to be the particular thing where the application will be analyzed or application is being constructed to a single domain. That's going to be most prominently, it's going to be AI and ML or DL, where computer vision neural networks is coming, means it will be denoted with pattern recognition. So this kind of particular domain circles will be coming into the quartile 2, where the researchers is being constrained with the subset of audience or some set of audience. And Q3, it's going to be a growing level where the internal classification only alone processed or only alone focused by the editors or publisher, it's going to be Q3. And Q4, it's going to be a general one where the budding researchers have the idea how to be publishing the article, how to conduct the research and make it as a documentation, how the growth of the ability of the system, how understanding the sequence of the system will be done by the Q4 journal. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 is going to be the game changing process, as well as this is being applicable for both Scopus and Web of Science. But this is going to be the enlargement deviation between the quartiles. So while conducting the research with high quality itself, we can focus on Q1. Most prominently, Q1 journals are been looking for the novel thing with the higher priority. So novelty with higher priority, which is making an impact in the outcome, are being expected by the Q1 journals. So these are the journals examples for the quartile classification. After knowing about Scopus, now we are coming for the Web of Science, which has been run over the Clarivate. Web of Science journals will be publishing the articles with all kind of certainty. They will be telling, okay, it will be concerning regarding all kind of domains. It can be industrial, it can be a law, it can be a political science, it can be a science, engineering, technology, implementation, linguistic. This kind of all kind of factorial, all kind of proven results will be published with the high quality journal inside the Web of Science. So they will be Clarivate will be having an assisting team. That assisting team will be analyzing each and every factor inside the journal by their own technical team. So when you are comparing the journal of Web of Science and Scopus, Web of Science will be higher note. Why? Because the technical checks and classification checks done by the Clarivate system is more higher, with higher priority and higher visibility to the publishers. So Web of Science has been classified into three types. It's going to be SCI, SCIE, and ESCI. So falling to the SCA, it's going to be Science Citation Index, where over 3,400 journals has been there inside the SCA. And this SEO also is being composed with Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, where 1 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 75, 75 to 100 is being allocated inside the SEA itself. So some of the popular SEA journals of biomedical engineering is Annual Review, Medicine, that's going to be the miscellaneous, which has been dealing with the healthcare and annual reviews. These are the things has been having the high quality content of the research in their journals, and they expect the same from the current and budding researchers to make the work with the higher quality. That's going to be the science citation index expectation. Next one, it's going to be the science citation index expanded, which is going to be the next quality, which is below SCA, and they are being in a progressive way, where they are not in an entry level, they are in a moderate mid level to reach the highest level. So SCA, it's going to be the highest level. SCAE, it's going to be the moderate mid level, where they have been surpassed the emerging level of the technical check from the Clarivate Analytics. So here there are 9,500 journals. When it has been compared with SCAE, SCAE has more journal with the multiple factor of most impactful journals has been there inside the system, and it has been having Elion scientific reports, Journal of Biomedical Research, and Nanjing Medical University Research. These are the research which is being promoted for progressive topics like AI implementation in healthcare, AI implementation in detection and prediction of any kind of disease. It can be a brain tumor, it can be a cancer, it can be any kind of illness, by using the adaptability of AI and ML. This kind of current trends is being focused in SCIE. And then falling to the entry level called ESCI, that's going to have 7,800 to 8,000 journals has been involved inside the ESCI. And getting ESCI entry level, a journal should surpass having a Scopus indexing for 4 to 5 years basically, and they have to make sure with all kind of ethics is being followed by the journal, and all kind of scope is being covered, all kind of biodiversity over the publication of globally is being done or not. That means article which has been published over all the regions of the global is being allowed inside the ESCA, not only focusing on Asia, not only focusing on Europe, not only focusing on of Northeast countries. Focusing on global research makes the journal quality to be higher. That kind of journals comes into the ESCA, where biomedical engineering letters and is been there for ESC for a long time, and recently before 2023 after COVID, it was being indexed to SCIE. So this is the advancement. When you are maintaining the quality, when the quality of research is being maintained by the researcher and the publisher has been publishing it, automatically impact will be changing. When the impact has been progressive, it will be changing its game from ESCA to SCIE and from SCIE to SCA. So this is a progressive thing, where the suggestion is being made to make a good and progressive research, and with higher knowledgeable and more technical glitch and more technical concept for avoiding the technical glitch and the retraction processing. And referring is going to be the vital thing, where the merits and demerits of the things to be involved in the research community, acceptance and rejection completely based on the editor and guest editor process. So publishing without APC, that's going to be a hard one. Why? Because conducting or running a journal itself, it's going to have a revenue thing. We have to invest or involve with the revenue thing. So people who have been conducting a research with involving fund means, for them no issues. But people who are being implementing with the private association, surely they will be charging for publishing the article. That's going to be easy. So publishing with minor changes, publishing with major changes, providing a review over global reviewers, involving global reviewers into a single journal and implementing their reviews inside a single article will make the article to be in a progressive stage or progressive content, and ignore the low quality or par quality articles with the rejection, makes the things to be in higher grade source for the editor. So a decision which has been made by the journal is completely based on the editor's decision. And most common reason for rejection of the manuscript is low quality research, first thing, and novelty issue, and proposed system execution, and injustice to the outcome. These are the minor things which is going to be the major reason for the rejection. People will be doing a good research, but they doesn't know, or they doesn't know the right way to construct the article into a technical construction. Because of that also rejection may happen. For this reason only, people will be suggested for more collaboration, where each involvement of each authors makes the article to be more prominent. When it has been more prominent, it has higher rate of acceptance. So ignoring the, when you are not checking the guidelines of the journal, or ignoring the author guidelines, it will be rejected. When you are not provided when you are not provided a clear conclusion or clear ending for the research studies, it will be rejected. When you are not done with the proper formatting or proper constructive of your sentence inside the research article, with the grammatical errors or gross errors has been there, means it will be rejected. And when you have been sticking with the old source or old study, and the design which is being implemented is been already vanished with multiple publication, means it will be rejected. When your pictorial representation or when your result execution is not in a proper quality or proper formatting, it will be rejected. And outdated dates or old sequence research details has been provided, means it will be rejected. If the article is not being focusing on aim and scope of the journal, means it will be rejected. And if you are not motivated with research study, and the addressed solution is not being clearly explained, means that time it has the highest chance for rejection. And analysis which is not done properly, with the missing statistical analysis or missing mention process, will be rejected. And when you are not having a clear statement over the process of your work, it will be rejected. These are the minor reasons why the articles is being getting rejected. So peer review will be, author will be submitting the data, that's going to be the paper, and paper will be verified by the editor, and with the basic checks whether all the things is been there or not. And if it has been clearing the, if it has been clearing the requirements, it will be given assigned with the reviewers. If it is not been clearing the requirements, like a plagiarism is been higher, grammatical is been higher, it has been missing the scope, like that I have given 10 concern and 10 reason. If 10 reason is not been addressed, it will be rejected directly by the editor without assigning the reviewers. After if it has been clearing this basic functionalities, it will be assigned with the reviewers globally. And the reviewers will be taking time, and they will be giving some recommendation. According to that recommendation, reviews will be going. Sometimes review 1, review 2, review 3 will be enough. Sometimes it will be going up to 6th review. That means the work is efficient, and the progressive work have the ability to the publication, but not in that stage. They need an improvement, they need the enhancement for making the article to be in a technical prospect. This kind of reviews and recommendation makes the article from sub level to the professional level. When the reviews and recommendation is being understood by the author and they are revising, means surely it will be getting accepted. So revision, reviewing, acceptance will be the continuous process, where the readers where the authors should understand what is being mentioned for the revision. When the clear mentioned revision is being understood and it is being made, surely it will be going for the acceptance. So this is known as peer review process. And ethical clearance, and we have been involving in human studies, biological system or biological data, we have to be very clear that we have been involved in institutional review committee, or hospital or healthcare center ethical committee, to be satisfied and getting the approval from them. After getting the approval from them only, we can proceed for documentation or publication to be published in the online source. Otherwise there will be a glitch, and it can be leading to the retraction if it is not being assisted with the proper documentation. And flowchart, when you have been proposing the proposal on online portal, it will be checked by the for the screening. When screening is being checked, it will be assisted by the expert member. Then expert member will be giving you some suggestion, that's going to be the feedback to the researcher. Researcher will be receiving the feedback, and they will be working on the feedback. Once the reviewer is being satisfied, means they will be providing the approval. If they are being satisfied with a concern, means they will be going for minor revision. or if they are not being satisfied, they will be going for rejection, and they will be suggesting some points for the resubmission. So submission of the process for ethical clearance is being classified into four decisions: approval, approval with minor revision, continue working of the research, and otherwise you should not touch or appeal further for that work. So ethical committee is being classified into two types according to their body and according to their executional functionality. First thing, for mentioning the clinical trial. Second thing, for mentioning the records of the acquired data. That's going to be the patient data or patient data requirement which is being taken from the patient with their consent. That's going to be the biomedical health record research ethical clearance committee. And the trial which you are going to acquire on the data. For example, you are having a EEG mission, you are going to place a EEG electrode on the human body. You need this clinical trial ethical clearance from the committee. We are not allowed to touch the human body. Only nurses and doctors are being allowed. They will be performing the things. You will be acquiring the data, and the acquired data you will be getting it as a biological data after getting the approval of ethical committee of clinical trial. So these are the two trials is been existing according to the MCO, Medical Council of India. Medical Council of India will be having a diversity. According to that diversity only, this process will be done. That diversity committee will be having one lay person, one technical person, one medical person, one clinical person, and one government staff. These members will be deciding to provide the clearance or not. They will be checking the motive, they will be checking the ability, they will be checking the possibility, and they will be checking the outcome of the research. These four things has been addressed, they have been satisfied, means you have been allowed to provided with the ethical clearance. And after getting the ethical clearance only, we have to start the process of the human studies. So this much complexity is there. People who have been working on a healthcare application, they will be knowing. For this reason only, people are going for the online source where the data set has been already approved and it has been uploaded by the outcome sources like Kaggle or Phoenix or Zepido. This type of things, we can't assure whether it's going to be effective or it can be 100% accurate. But if you're going for the real-time data acquisition after getting the clinical clearance, ethical clearance, it will be assured that's going to be a pure research without any flaw or without any gross. So quorum requirement, the ethical clearance meeting, I already told, four people will be there and one critical glitch will be there. Medical, non-medical, biomedical, technical people, non-technical people, vice chairman of government employee will be there. They will be fulfilling if your requirements and reviews and scope is fulfilling, means they will be giving a decision. Most prominently, they are providing the decision when the outcome is to be positive and it has been helping the human society with over the illness. I'm very thankful for this opportunity. Hope I have given you a session to be most effective one. I expect people who have been sticking with this process surely for the publication. Thank you for the opportunity. Any queries and questions you may ask?
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, if you have any queries, kindly ask, sir. You can also post it in the chat box so that sir will reply. If you have any doubts, kindly ask now.
Okay, I got a question in a message box. What could be the average number of days before which journal accepts the paper? It's completely depends on the scope and the editor's mindset of the journal. Editors will be having some journal policy. According to the journal policy, they will be proceeding. And for that one, I told in journal, before you are submitting, they will be mentioning the first decision of time period. It can be 15 days, or it can be 20 days, or it can be 2 months or 3 months. It's completely depend on the editor. Editor will be assigning three. Basically, they will be assigning three reviewers. Okay, from globally. And I know a journal where editors will be assigning 12 reviewers. From 12 reviewers, they will be expecting the comment. If 11 reviewers is been submitted their comments, one reviewer is not yet submitted means they will be sending three reminders, and they make the reviewer to give the comments to before providing the decision. So it's completely based on the journal policy. Yeah, I will be sharing the PPT for your reference. Paid journals, I might not prefer paid journals. Why? Because getting a APC, promoting a good research, it's going to be fine for a documentation and institutional progress. But going for a subscription model, it's going to give you a process which you are going to relay for your lifetime. Why? Because involving funding in the work, it's going to increase your quality of research. Involving funding in your publication will not increase your quality. So go for subscription model, free APC. There are n number of journals. By targeting that journals, if you are proposing means within 3 to 6 months or 7 months, you will be getting your article free of cost. Yeah, I will share my PPT for your reference. How can we select the journal? Yeah, we have to select the journal by seeing the scope and the coverage of domains it is being covering. For example, you have written an article in medical electronics. If you are going to submit on a journal which is being focusing on artificial intelligence and data science, they never going to give you a decision. After 6 months or 8 months, they will be declining out of scope. Why? Because journals as the site score and impact factor and the submission count. So for making a more rejection count, they will be utilizing your submission. So aim the journal with your relevant scope and your relevant mode. Okay, that is been covering your working methodology. How I mean old or new? Uh, in what basis you are asking old or new journal, I'm not understanding. But according to me, go for the old journals which is being indexed for long time purpose. Okay, that means a journal is being indexed for long time inside a indexing database means they are providing a high quality journal without any kind of flaw. That is the reason why the journals are being maintained for long time period. Nowadays it is made as a business where journals are maintained for 3 to 4 years. They are getting scopus coverage. Once they are getting scopus coverage, they are getting all the papers and publishing it for cost. And once it is being published by the cost, scopus will be audited. Nowadays scopus is not being maintained by the manpower, it is being maintained by the AI, artificial intelligence. It is being maintained by the bot. If bot is being pick up n number of source from a single journal, automatically bot will be detecting it. There is some kind of illness or some kind of flaw has been happening. If you are organizing a journal for over a year, you can publishing maximum. If you are having a more manpower also, 80 to 200 articles if you are publishing means you are providing a top quality journal, you are providing a top quality research. More than 200 you are publishing means automatically there will be audit. In that audit, if you are getting caught, if the journal has been getting caught means article is journal coverage will be removed. Before 2019, if journal is being removed in the current issue, previous issue are being inside the scopus database. But nowadays last 3 years data is been retracted or it is been delisted from the scopus. So we have to be very careful to secure our work which has been involved with lot of efforts. Some journal will have both subscription and open access model. Will their average number of final decision will be based on models we submit on the purpose? They don't mention in the journal. Yeah, most prominently journals is with the both models is been available in Springer, elsewhere. All top publishers are been having. Open access has been meant for the APC people or universities which has been looking for more demand and more readers. They make the journal to be publishing their work with, for the visibility. So for marketing, a model has been proposed that's going to be the open access. A model which is being used for marketing of their own institution is going to be the open access journal. So university will be paying for this reason only. Open access journal is being meant, but the model will not be varying. A decision which has been set for the journal is been common for both subscription as for the open access. I already said it is completely the decision of editor and the reviewers. So if the article has been assigned to the reviewers, all the assigned reviewers provided the reviews means automatically you will be getting the decision. It's a complex process. When the process is being attained and understandable with the patients, you will be knowing the process. Old journals do not have an impact factor we can choose. Journal which has been existing for long, which has been not having impact factor, it's not going to be useful for journals which has been long lasting for over a period with a progressive impact factor. If you're targeting means you will be automatically getting the citations and H index group. This is the thing which is very very prominent and open. When you are publishing a high quality work in a high quality journal, that will be referred in with n number of researchers, and they will be mentioning the contribution for your work. So this is the rise where H index has been based on citation, and citation is been over through this citing process through high quality journals. I'm not intend to focus the journal to be old or new. I'm intend all of us to publish in high quality journal based on the quartiles. And if for example, if you are pitching for high quality journal and if you are getting rejection also, they will be mentioning what are the defects is been there inside the research study or research work. When you start to work on that defects or that cons, automatically elevation of research will be to the another level. If you pitch it for same journal also, they will be highlighting your work, and you will be having higher chance of acceptance. Should the researcher change the method of research if the paper is rejected multiple journal reason out of scope? Researchers should not change the work or a methodology. They should change the decision making of submission of the journal. What scope you are working according to that disciplinary, according to that scope you have to submit. For that only I say the example. If you're working on medical electronics, you can pitch it in electrical journal or electronic journal or communication engineering journal or telemedicine or healthcare journal. Instead of that, if you're going for bioinformatics journal or miscellaneous journal means, definitely the computer science journal means definitely you are going to get the rejection. A journal will not respond in time of period. Why? Because they need to maintain the acceptance ratio and rejection ratio, which is going to make them push them from quartile 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. So they will not declare decision over you in short time period. So this is the reason why they are providing the rejection in with a delay. So selecting the scope, focusing the scope of the research study to the journal makes the acceptance and process to be smooth. outcome of research is based on the publication. According to Asian countries, now it's been like that. When you have been having a more publication, that doesn't need to be you are more more discoverable or more strong in your research. Providing a right research with a right publication with higher impact, that will be leading you to be strong in your domain. So we should not focus on journal. We should focus on a work that works relevant journal, that makes the process to be have a higher acceptance when it has been compared with other things. I hope I have answered all the queries. I will be sharing the PPT with the coordinator. You can share it in your group for your others reference.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
China product, lot of journal papers have an impact. What could be the reason? Okay, Chinese people are having their own journals. Each university is having 4 to 5 essay journals, and they never rely on others. Most prominently, their nature is not to rely on other technology itself. For that reason, they each university is having 4 to 5 journals of inside the web of science. So they never expect the biodiversity. They expect only the quantity. They know the quality of their acceptance level. That makes the Chinese people to have more amount of publication. So if you the ratio of publication in Chinese is 1 is to 97. That's going to be very much higher. They are cover if 97 paper is being published means one author paper from global area will be published, one author from Africa or one author from Indonesia, one author from India will be published for 97 publication of their own publication. So this makes them to be more provident and more strong in their publication. They are having funding, they are having resource. We are when compared with them, resource and funding has been low. If we are getting resource also, funding has been low for us. So that is the main reason they are standing quite high when it has been compared with us. But innovation and inbuilt technologies, developing the prototypes into a innovation technology development and all more impactful and more coming in number, more count in India only, due to the MSME and due to the multiple startups in the engineering and technology aspects and application field. Nowadays, more amount of innovation and invention with the patent grants are being is been released when it has been compared with China. In Asia, China stands tall in publication. In other things, India win in a competitive scale. Thank you. Is there any easy way to find fake journals? Nowadays, many clone journals are there, and you have to check when you are going for a payment journal. Means that time you have to think about the clone journals and fake journals. So first thing, go for the reputed journal, and second thing, go for the subscription model. That's going to be the free APC journal. If you want to go for the publication with the APC, check whether the publisher has been more transparent and their longevity for long time period, and check the ISSN with the IP portal. And if the portal has been located in a single location, that's going to be a genuine original journal from the publisher. If the portal has been located each day, each location it's showing in the IP tracker, means that's going to be the fake journal. Nowadays, indexing is completely based on AI. If you are publishing on a fake journal, indexing will not be happening. And in past scenarios, AI also has been interpreted with clone journal to be indexed in the Scopus. Then Scopus team verified and they delisted the articles. So make sure if you're going for the publication with APC, you have to check the ISSN of the current home page of the journal which you have been proceeding.
Yep, sir, have cleared all those doubts. If you have any queries, kindly ask quickly. We need to move on to the next session. So, thank you very much, sir, for
Thank
your
you, sir.
wonderful and valuable insights on research article writing. On behalf of Aditya Institute of Technology and Department of ECE, we are very much thankful for your deep insights into research article writing. You have clearly explained from the basics how to frame an abstract, from the introduction, methodologies and materials, and where we need to submit our journals, research works and all. It is very much useful for our research works, and in future we will incorporate all those things in our research works. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome,
It was
sir.
a great pleasure to be connected and sharing my knowledge to the community. Thank you.
Sure, sure. Thank you very much, sir.
Have a great day, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Dear participants, kindly stay on the same line. The next session will start in few minutes. The research person already joined in the session. So don't leave the session. I will start the next session shortly in few minutes.